What's up, Cash Flow Tactics? Hey, it's Ryan Lee back again for another video. This is the financial freedom formula, how you can achieve financial independence in your life in 10 years or less. So the science, the math, the detail behind this formula is really showing you 4 simple steps to, number 1, focus your efforts on what does work and eliminate what does not. Number 2, to show you the best investments that you should be making today, right now, focused on cash flow. And number 3, it's really the system of how to do it. It's the process behind everything. And so what we're going to do is we're going to dive back into step number 4 today, the cash flow banking tool. Okay, now this tool right here is the most dynamic, interesting, useful tool that I've ever found. And I remember when I found it for the first time, I was getting my master's degree in finance and I thought I knew everything about, personal finance. Come to find out, I didn't really know much. And so over the last 9 years, I've used this concept in my life to do all kinds of different things. But I want to tell you today, I'm going to share with you today how this concept actually saved my marriage, okay? So here's kind of a funny story. We're going to talk about producer or consumer. So when you're using your policy, you can actually use your policy like a consumer or like a producer. Now, what do I mean by this, okay? So what I always felt is I always felt like I was stuck in between a rock and a hard place in my personal finances. Before I found this concept, I remember when my wife and I, when we were dating, we got married our senior year in college, and we didn't really have an understanding of what it took to support ourselves outside of being full-time students. And so we had all these big goals and big ambitions that we were going to travel the world, backpack, do all these fun and exciting things, right? Now, when we both graduated and I landed in the corporate world, I landed in a job that I didn't love. Now, I was excited to be there, but I didn't love it. And the further I got into my career, I realized this is going to be hard. I don't know if I could do this for the next, 40 years of my life. And so, as we were doing our personal finances, I felt really compelled to take the money that we earned, and to dump it into investing. Now, at the time, I was investing in the stock market, but I thought if I could just save more money and the market would work its mystical magic, that maybe I would be able to get out of the corporate rat race sooner. And so I would save and save and save, living a deferred lifestyle, thinking that one day I'd have enough money to then come back and be able to spend money and go on vacations. Now, this was difficult and this was stressful, and I'm so grateful that my wife would always pull me back to the present moment, because she's like, no, we're going to spend our money, we're going to enjoy it, we're going to live life today. That's all we have is today. And so it kind of came to a head. We decided to go on a vacation. We were living in Dallas at the time, and we decided to go on a vacation from Dallas down to San Antonio. Now, we were going to go to SeaWorld, and we had our young son at the time, and the trip wasn't going to cost that much money. It was like $1,500, but I was still stressed out about it. If I spent $1,500 on a vacation, that's $1,500 less that I'm investing. I'm never going to get out of the corporate world. And so we got online back when hotel booking, sites were just barely coming online, and we booked a hotel. We booked the Hampton Inn. And the Hampton Inn, it was going to cost a couple $100, about, $100 a night. Not too much, but I was still stressed out. So after my wife went to bed, I got back on that same booking site, and I canceled the Hampton Inn, and I booked a different hotel that had nice pictures, but was half the price. Now, as the time for the trip came, we had the money, but I was kind of stressed out about spending it. And so when the trip came, I was telling my wife, hey, we're going to travel down there. We're not going to eat at restaurants. And if we do, we're going to share meals. And I was just stressing her out. And we pulled into the hotel after me stressing her out the whole trip down there. And it couldn't have been any better or worse looking back on it now. It's sunset, we're pulling into the hotel, and she immediately knew it wasn't the Hampton Inn. It looked like a hotel that you'd pay for maybe by the hour, not by the night. And we pulled in, and we give the guy our money, and the guy's wearing this jacket, and as soon as we give him our money to check into the hotel, he takes off his jacket and flips it inside out, and it says security on the back now. And I thought, man, that's weird. I've never seen a hotel clerk do that. And he flips his jacket around, it says security, and he walks us back to our room, and I could tell as he walked us back why he had to have a security jacket on. It was a rough place. So when we got into the hotel room, I had ruined the entire trip before it even begun, right? I had stressed out about the money. I'd stressed my wife out about the money. We had it, but I felt guilty about spending it. So ask yourself, have you ever been in that spot? I didn't know what to do. Should I just throw my goals out and just keep working and maybe one day it would all work out? I felt stuck in between a rock and a hard place. Fortunately for me, what I found is this concept. And now, this is all about real estate, this strategy, but I want to tell you this story because this will literally improve your lifestyle, and a direct improvement in your lifestyle will improve everything you're doing in your investing as well. This is me and my family today. We just barely went on a vacation to Mexico, and we fund nice vacations every single year now using our cash value life insurance policy. All right. Now, what this gives me the ability to do is it gives me the ability to spend money today and to use money for the one thing it's there for, to create value. I get to go out and have amazing experiences with my wife and with my children. Every year, my wife and I go on just an us vacation, and then we take our kids on vacation, and there's no stress around it. I'm going to show you how that works with this concept. We use our life insurance to fund the vacation, and then we pay back the policy loan just as if we're saving for the next vacation. But with this one simple principle, I can accomplish my short-term goals of creating an amazing environment, living a legacy life with my family today, but also still achieve my long-term goals of making my money grow and compound. So the goal here is to make my money more efficient, okay? This is not an investment, this is more efficient. So whenever I take a policy loan, I like to think of this quote here in Spider-Man. If you haven't seen it, if you want to download, I forgot to tell you, if you guys want to download your own copy of this financial freedom formula that we're watching today, text cash flow, one word, to 797979. Cash flow to 797979. You're going to get all the resources that are in this financial freedom formula map. But in this video here, when Peter Parker gets bit by the spider in Spider-Man, he's sitting in his uncle's car, and his uncle says, "Hey, Peter, with great power comes great responsibility." That's exactly how a policy loan works. You have all of the power. The insurance company is never going to ask you why you're taking a loan, what you're using it for, how you're going to pay it back, when you're going to pay it back, if you're going to pay it back. It's 100% up to you. So what I always encourage others to do, and what I do myself, is I treat it as part of my budget, right? When I'm going to take a policy loan, I make sure I can pay it back in the time frame that I want to pay it back by. So for a vacation, I take a loan this year, I pay it back over the next year, and I use the same money next year to fund another vacation. So I have the responsibility and the power. So I treat this as part of my budget. Now we're going to go through some math on this, okay? I want you to see the difference here, okay? I'm going to pull up a couple calculators. Okay, now these calculators, I already went through this system of how this works on a previous video. So if you want to see the more in-depth detail of how these loans work, remember, when you're taking a policy loan, the loan is coming directly from the insurance company. And all they're doing is they're using your policy as collateral. So in this example, I took a $5,000 policy loan to take my family to Mexico. I set this up. I went into I use this calculator that I give clients whenever I work with them. And we've set it up to say, okay, we want to pay this loan back just as if we're saving for our next vacation. So we took the $5,000, we put it in a policy, okay? That money is now in a policy. I take a policy loan, and the loan comes from the insurance company, and I pay the loan back over the next year just as if I were saving for my next vacation next year. Now, in order to do this, I need to make a payment of $428.04. Now, in the beginning, there's an amount that goes to principal, there's an amount that goes to interest, and this interest is a cost to me. Okay, at the end of this example, I would have paid the insurance company literally $136 to borrow this money. Okay, so the question is why? Now, the benefit is my money never came out of my policy. So that $5,000 that I put in my policy continues to compound. $5,000 compounding at 5%, I earned $250 of interest in that first year. Now I want you to catch this. Okay, I paid $136 to the insurance company to use the money. I earned $250. So there's a difference, there's a profit of $114. Now, I got to use my $5,000 and go on an amazing vacation with my family. We created memories, we took pictures, we laughed, we ate at nice restaurants, we had an amazing time. I got to then take that money and put it in a life insurance policy and have that money continue to compound and grow. So that same $5,000 is also part of my long-term goal. Now the cost, or the profit, I guess we can say, when I pay back that loan, I still came out ahead $114. Now that doesn't sound like much, but imagine this for 1 minute. What if we could accomplish short-term and long-term goals all the same way? Now I included a policy example here. So again, if you want an access to this, you can text cash flow to 797979, and you're going to see a policy example of someone putting in, if it's going to come up, $15,000 a year into a policy and getting cash value. What if you could save your money and have it compound and grow over the next 30 years until you're 65 and have it grow to $1.6 million? But during that same time, what if you could, hold on. What if you could use that money over and over and over again? So go with me here, okay? Compound interest is the long-term value of your money getting bigger and bigger. So what if we put $5,000 in a policy one time, just once, $5,000 in once, and it compounds over the next 50 years? That money is going to grow to $57,000, okay? Now, if this money is anywhere else, we can't touch it, we can't use it. If we want that money to turn into 57, it has to stay there. But with this concept, we get to access the value of that money over and over and over and over again. And if we go back up here to what it actually costs to take a policy loan, if every single time we pay, what did we pay? $136 in interest, right? So over that same 50-year time, if we pay a loan back every single year, it's going to cost us about $6,800 in interest to pay back the loan every single year. Now what's going to happen is our $50,000 gets to still compound into $57,000. Our $5,000 contribution compounds to $57,000, but we get to use that money over and over and over and over again. And guys, I know I'm going long-winded on this, but I want you to know this single concept saved my marriage. This single concept allows me to invest in my family, which has a direct impact on me investing as an investor into real estate. Because I'm fulfilled there, that's my why behind what I do. So guys, I encourage you to look at this for your own life, your own self, and get a copy of this financial freedom formula. Get a copy of this mind map. Text cashflow to 797979 or go to cashflowtactics.com/mind map. We'll talk to you soon, guys.